Testing? Testing. Testing. Hello. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today, well, as you guys can see by the title, I'm talking about stuff I wish somebody would have told me as a freshly high school graduate going into the military, especially if you were like only a sophomore or even a freshman and you were interested about going into the military once you graduate. The sooner you can start for some of these tips, the better. Before I get deeper into this video, I just want to say I've been having something weird happening with my YouTube comments. So if y'all could please comment down below like any like questions, like how your day is. Like could be literally anything, like videos you want to see from me. And if I don't answer within 2 days, it means I can't see it, because it's some videos the comments will pop up and some videos people are commenting and I'm not even seeing that y'all comment. So if I don't answer within 2 days, please reach out on Instagram and let me know that I have not reached out to you, because that lets me know comments are not showing up in my video. I don't know how to fix it. I've been trying to fix it for like the past 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go through a couple of points today. I will say my experience is a little bit different. This is what I wish would have happened, but I had like a 4-month gap where after I graduated high school. I actually graduated high school early. That's a whole different story, but I needed a waiver. I actually have a whole YouTube video about my waiver process. I needed a mental health waiver in order to join. So if you think you're gonna need that, or if you know you're gonna need it, go check out that video and see if maybe anything applies to you. I'm gonna say a big thing. I'm gonna be completely transparent here. You can find all of this online. This is public information. Like, we really don't make that much. Like, I'm being 100% honest, especially if you are a single airman. You're gonna live in the dorms because you're a single airman. You're a fresh baby airman. They're gonna make you live in the dorms unless you have like some outstanding reasons, which is kind of rare. Sorry, I was making sure my microphone was on. Last time it turned off, like, I did not realize, and I went like 10 minutes talking. And when this dies, it doesn't cut back to the normal audio. It just goes silent. So I was a little bit mad. But money's a huge thing, so the sooner you can save, the better. Typically, we always get a 5% pay raise every year to help like with inflation, but it doesn't really help. So they're trying to increase it more. Don't know if that's happening. We hope it does, but at the end of the day, we don't get that final decision. Now, with the final the 5% increase, I make about 2,300 roughly, and that's me because I live on base because I'm a single airman. I have to get a DFAC, so I don't get my BAS, and I also don't get my BAH, which is your housing allowance, because I live in the dorm. Because the yen rate's down so much, we don't really get COLA. And if you live overseas, you usually get COLA, extra money you get for like living in a different country with a different currency. You really don't make that much. So the sooner you can save, the better. I had about, and I know this would be most in like some people, and I know everybody's situation is different. All of these tips I'm going to give y'all is based off your current situation and what you were able to do, and it's also just suggestions. I'm not insinuating you guys should be doing anything, and I'm also not a financial advisor. I'm just a girl. Yeah, I wish I had saved more money. I had a lot of trust issues with money until I was about like 19-ish. There's like a lot of reasons for that. But because of that, I had the habit of I needed to spend it before it got taken from me, because I had trauma from that. And my mom had told me about the time I started graduating high school early. She was like, hey, you should probably really start saving. You're not gonna be making that much. And I'm glad that I listened to her and I started saving. I had about $5,000 coming in. And some of y'all, like high schoolers, you're gonna think this is a lot. And I thought it was a decent amount, and it was. But you're gonna find out that expenses pop out of nowhere and it's gonna drain very quickly. Yes, I still have a savings, but I don't have that $5,000 anymore, if that makes sense. So the sooner you can save, the better. Even if you're just putting like $50 away a paycheck, like if you don't, like $25, it adds up over time, and it's better than nothing. And speaking of which, like everybody knows, you go to basic for 2 months. You're not doing shit for 2 months, okay? You're doing basic training, but you're not really spending money for 2 months, unless you can have a spouse. This is a little bit different if you are married, because you will get your BAS and you will get your BAH if you live off base. That's a little bit different. I'm talking about my situation coming straight out of high school, not married, no kids, nada, just me, myself, and I. This is what a tips I would give myself. Definitely save more, and because you're not really doing anything for 2 months, and even then, Put your money in a high yield savings. Suggestion. All this is suggestions, but high yield savings, I don't know what APY stands for, but I personally use American Express, and it has a 4.30 APY. And basically you get money just for putting your money in with them. That's it. Also, if you guys have a 700 credit score, anybody watching, and you want a referral code to the I keep saying American Express Gold or Platinum cards, like, got you. Hit me up on Instagram, and I'll give you a referral code. Yeah, definitely. There's multiple high yield savings. By no means do you have to go through American Express. That's just what I use because I also have credit cards to them. I'm still looking at them to myself because I want to open up multiple high yield savings accounts to get the highest I can. I'm currently trying to get more financial literate, and that's another thing. If the sooner y'all can become financially literate. I was trying to say financially literate. Oh my god. It took me like 4 minutes to try to figure out what the word I was looking for, and it was literally that. I am trying to become more financially literate myself. So I'm doing a lot of research. I highly encourage y'all to do research as well. Like, do research on like everything I say in here, like high yield savings. I'm gonna talk about stocks a little bit. I'm not an expert by any means. Like I said, I'm literally just a girl. Try my best. But for a high yield savings, I cannot stress enough that you guys should really think about opening one as soon as you turn 18. When you're 18, you can do whatever you want with your money. And trust me, when I turned 18, I went and opened up my own bank account immediately. I was like, nobody's having access to my money anymore. I really wish somebody had told me to open up a high yield savings when I was 18 and not 20. I opened up a high yield savings when I was 20. Yes, that's better than nothing. Like, there are a lot of people you're gonna meet that are like older, that have not even touched their TSP, which is like our version of 401k. I have not like done any of that. So yes, I am thankful that I started at a young age, 20, but you can be starting even earlier at 18. It's free money. You're literally getting paid compound interest for putting your money in a bank. So high yield savings is a really like good way to go if you guys are interested in it. I would highly suggest you probably go to TikTok. Speaking of which, you guys should follow my TikTok. I'm trying to get out of the freaking TikTok jail. I am stuck in the 400 TikTok jail, and I'm trying really hard to get out of it. And it's not easy. Also, I read a script now. I don't know if you watched my last video of my whole skincare journey and my routine. I'm really proud of that video, but I started doing scripts because it makes it really easy, and I don't like have to think too hard, and I can get my points across exactly. Obviously, it's more like notes than a script because I'm not looking at it, but it helps me when I'm lost. I just go back and I look at it. High yields. Briefly mention stocks. And stocks is a whole nother ballpark. And I'm still learning a lot. Like, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm watching stuff, I ask people. So I can't really like give y'all like advice because I'm still really new to it myself. But I would highly encourage y'all to try and get into it as soon as possible. And a really safe one I hear people talk about all the time. Like I said, this is what I hear. Do your own research. But S&P 500s are usually a safe bet from what I've seen people talk about. So if you're not sure about anything, do some research into the S&P 500s and see if that's something you would be interested in to invest in. I use Schwab, but Schwab makes you pay all in one go for your stocks. This is, I believe, Vanguard. I need to open up a Vanguard account. I'm probably going to open up a Vanguard for a Roth IRA, but they allow you to do partial stocks. So it just basically depends on what you can do. And it really boils down, like, all of this boils down to discipline. Like, I understand you're in high school. I was in high school too, obviously. Like, this is why I'm making this video. And I would just buy stuff. And I was a server. Like, I could have saved so much money, but I did have money trauma. So that is the main reason. But I really wish somebody would have, like, knocked some more sense into me and tell me to, like, save and invest instead of belittling me for everything I bought. So I'm telling all this as like almost like an older sister. Like, be smart. Yes, you can pamper yourself. Yes, you can spoil yourself. Yes, you can go get that freaking sushi. Like, go get some Chick-fil-A. But also think about your future. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, be a kid, but also be smart. Because you'll thank yourself. You really will thank yourself later. Like, like if y'all are in high school watching this, or even if you're like an adult, like an adult like me now, when you hear stuff like, oh, you'll understand when you're older, and you're like, yeah, right, and you're just annoyed, and then when you actually get older, you kind of understand. You're like, oh, maybe you're right. We don't really make that much, especially if you are a single airman or even like married. Like this could apply to you too, but you probably will have your spouse, which can help you out while you're in basic. But I wish somebody would have told me that I could start buying stuff for my dorm ahead of time. This is if you are able to have like store your stuff at your family's house or storage. I understand some people just come straight out of high school trying to like escape a bad situation, so they don't have that luxury. But if you have that luxury, I would highly suggest you do it. I can make a whole video going into more details, because usually when you see people being like, let me start buying for my first apartment to save money, you see them buying cleaning supplies and stuff. I do not recommend buying cleaning supplies, because when you graduate tech school, you have to go sign out with TMO, and TMO is like our shipping people, and they're gonna ship your stuff to your first base. Don't let anybody tell you they won't. They will literally ship all your personal belongings to your first base, and they have very certain rules, especially if you're going overseas. It's a little bit more stricter. So I can make like a whole video like detailing like what I think like airmen in the dorm like could start buying before they even get to basic. Because I wish I would have bought pans and pots, like bowls, plates, cups. Because you're gonna get here and you're gonna get into this empty dorm. Okay, it's not empty. You get a bed, you get a desk, you get a lamp, and you get like a couple other things. I honestly, that's like all I got. I got a nightstand. Was that all I got? I think it's all I got. I think maybe I had an extra table and I didn't want that, but I made it my own, obviously. But there's like certain things that I had to go out and buy, like a dehumidifier, just a bunch of stuff that honestly I could have just had TMO bring, realistically. So I could probably make a really in-depth video on that if any of y'all are interested. If you have family members that will do this, like I said, everybody's situation is different. I did not get graduation gifts, but some people do. Some people do. You could ask for like maybe a set of like pots and pans, a set of like nice silverware and plates. You're gonna think this is like, especially if you're in high school still, you might think that like that's so dumb. It's literally just plates. It's literally just pots or like a hot plate. I didn't say that. You might think that's dumb, but trust me, once you get to your dorm, you're gonna want this stuff, and you're gonna thank yourself if you got it, and if you didn't get it, you're gonna wish you would have got it. That's all I'm gonna say. But you can ask for a graduation gift or going away gift for basic if you guys wanted to do that instead. This applies if you are still junior and lower. If you are a senior, unfortunately, I think it's kind of too late, but I think AP classes are a fucking scam. And let me get into deeper discussion of this. So there's AP, and then there's AP Dual. Do AP Dual. Even if you think like you're scared it's going to affect your GPA, because that's what I was scared of. But I made really good grades in those classes, but I failed the AP test. Kids who made well but failed the AP test and they did dual, I did not mean to flick it off. I'm so sorry. They still got to keep their college credits. So I could have had 10 college credits right now, and I only have 3 because I took AP and not AP dual, and I only passed 1 test. So I highly suggest, if you guys even have that luxury of going to a school that allows AP and AP dual, take AP dual, because you're going to be in the same exact class as all the AP students, learning the same curriculum. I think AP dual maybe had like 1 extra test to do, but at the end of the day, they don't have to, like, they technically don't have to do that really long 4-hour test that regular AP students have to. So like I said, I made good grades. Like, C's get degrees. If you do dual credit and you get C's, you still get the credit. That's all I'm saying. I encourage y'all to try to get the best grades possible, but I highly encourage y'all to do dual if you have the luxury of doing dual. I did not mean to hit that. The very last point I want to make before I end this video is I'm gonna make a whole nother video of this. I feel like this is kind of general topics, and I can get into so much more detailed stuff. And I will. I know I don't have a lot of viewers, so you guys should subscribe and maybe share this with like your friends, or if you're watching this and you know somebody like go ahead and share it to them. This is huge, especially if you go overseas for the time difference. And it's really real. It's a real thing in the military. It's loneliness. Because you're, especially for me, like from my experience, I came from a really big family. Like I'm coming like straight out of high school from a family of 10. Like super loud. Like I'm used to it. I can sleep through like any noise. Light, first thing of light, I'm waking up. But noise, I can sleep through like any noise. And I came here, 14-hour time difference, and honestly, it felt so lonely coming into my dorm. Like I like new base. I didn't have FTAC for like a hot second, so I didn't really meet people yet. And it just took like it took 2 months for me to come home and feel like it was my home. Like it just felt so empty and so lonely. This is like a very common thing that a lot of people experience, and but it's okay. Like it's okay. Like if you think about it, like we're becoming young adults. We're coming from high school. We're coming from living with our parents, like having somebody to tell us what to do for most of the time, like tell us to do our chores. You don't have that anymore. So it's definitely an adjustment, and your base will have stuff to help you airmen. Like here, like when you go through FTAC, thing that all first term airmen will go to is like a requirement for first term airmen, and you will meet people. And yes, it's boring, I'm not gonna lie, but they do have some really good people that come in and give you good resources, and it is a good way to make friends. And don't be afraid to go out there and talk to people. I was actually talking to one of my friends today, and a common thing that all my friends have for the most part is me coming up to them, like our first interaction is me coming up and being like, so where are you from, or be like blah blah blah. Like I could be really social when I want to be, and you will you will make friends and it will be okay. I highly encourage y'all to make friends outside of your work too. Nothing wrong with making work friends, but I would widen your circle. So yeah, I can make like a way bigger topic video of that, of like how I got through it and like stuff I did and what y'all could potentially do when you get to your first base. Cause it's a really big thing, and I feel like it's not talked like you. I see people make TikToks and they're like things I wish for no before joining the military, or like things I've learned since joining the military, and they'll talk about loneliness, but I feel like it's just talked about and nobody really talks about how they conquer it. So I really want to tell y'all how you conquer it, and it's mainly just growing into being a young adult. I'm not gonna lie. I feel way more confident in myself than I did almost. I've been here for 9 months. That's crazy, but yeah, I really hope this video made sense to y'all. I really hope it helped lead y'all in certain directions and made y'all think about things that you didn't think about before. If you guys have any questions, literally it could be anything, go ahead and comment below. Like I said earlier in the video, if I did not answer y'all within 2 days, please reach out on Instagram and let me know. Like, ayo, maybe say a little bit nicer, but you haven't answered my comment, because it lets me know that I have not seen your comment. Like literally, like it won't pop up on my YouTube. I'm trying to figure out how to fix it, but I digress. I will definitely be posting more. I'm trying to get into the groove. I'm kind of just gonna post like whatever and see what sticks, but I really hope this helped y'all. Please let me know if it did, and I will see y'all next time.